Great work. Great work, everyone.
All right, okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan. Did
Saige,
you miss us?
How was the dice throwing festival?
Gen Con, Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. Saige went on a date with Jennifer Connelly.
Ow! In
Yo, yo, yo.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Woo! That's just where Jennifer Connelly wants to hang out.
Gen Con was a ton of fun. I feel like it was an absolute whirlwind. It was very busy.
Yeah.
It was the most people they've ever had attend Gen Con.
Wow.
Big, growing every year.
Big year for Gen Con.
Big year for Gen Con. Every year it gets bigger.
We love to see it.
It was also a big year for Gen Con, actually, because of a story. And I don't know if you got to see this yet, Anthony. Gen Con got robbed.
Where were you when the robbery happened?
Now, here's the thing. If it does turn out
Where
that these
were
are the
you
cards,
when the robbery happened, Saige?
stealing the sets from Beetlejuice 2.
Okay, so you have an alibi.
Yeah. $300,000 in trading cards were stolen from the load-in at Gen Con.
It was just Post Malone's to-go bag.
Card.
Somebody took Post Malone's to-go bag from Gen Con.
Literally, and they didn't wear any kind of masks. Most people in Indiana didn't.
Mm-hmm. But that's for other reasons. If you're gonna pull off a heist, I mean.
Yeah, not even when pulling off a heist will they wear a mask.
Those are their political beliefs.
Come on, you can do it. There we go. Look at this. They really just let themselves be all up on camera.
Wow.
Look at this shit, Anthony.
They're doing it.
This is just a dude.
That is just, wow. This is the carry a ladder thing, right? You ever heard this? Carry a ladder? If you want to get in anywhere, just carry a ladder and look like you belong.
So they just need to look like nerds?
Yeah, just walk in, look like a nerd, and be like, there's my nerd shit that I was waiting for. Boop, 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 boop.
Wild.
Beep, 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 beep. What kind of cards did they walk off with? Does anybody know? Like, it's a huge palette, but like.
So, right now, there's a lot of back and forth. IndyStar reported that a local board game store thought that the packaging resembled that of Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Lorcana.
Those are the big three, baby.
Yep. Now, there was a lot of it because in the beginning, they were just like, it's a mixed bag of cards. And then rumor was going around the convention that it was all Lorcana, and that would make sense why they would be so valuable because obviously it is a retail price of $300,000 of cards, not a like manufacturing price of $300,000 of cards.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, they have them on camera, but
they have not found them yet.
Where are they from? That guy just looks like Guy.
Truly, look, being a generic white guy was really...
There are a lot of benefits. I gotta tell you, there are a lot of benefits, but this is one of them.
Especially in Indianapolis, Indiana, this weekend for Gen Con.
Please, you're a white guy in Indiana loading pallets into a truck. Nobody notices.
Nobody
notices. That's the thing. Where did they wind up? They could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
They could have gone anywhere.
A plain white guy in the Midwest? Ooh, have fun finding that needle. Yeah, right? Was he greasy? Probably.
Now, from the wider shot, it do look, if we could go back to that wider shot there with the two guys in the pallet, it do look like he's got a head of hair that could potentially be greasy. It looks like he's got the long hair like parted kind of over like that, so it could be greasy.
I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say, yeah, it's greasy.
It's greasy.
I'm willing. I'm comfortable saying I think it's greasy.
It could, mathematically, it's probably greasy. But here's the thing. Those are even like generic Wayfarer sunglasses.
Yeah, of course.
The dude is just wearing jeans.
Not even heist clothes. There's two dudes.
Oh, that guy just looked full face into the camera.
Yeah.
That guy, don't be that guy.
Right.
Oh, now that guy.
That's the other one. That's the one we've been looking at.
That guy, okay, just looking at, I'm gonna say without the sunglasses on, that's probably Ben Shapiro.
It's probably Ben Shapiro.
That looks a lot like Ben Shapiro.
This dude is a study in Midwest averages. The entire convention can be summarized by a study in Midwest averages.
As Rachel Isabel says, as a Midwesterner, we can probably find him at a drive-through liquor store. Now, here's what I'm going to say.
Tell me what you're going to say.
Number one, that's true. And number two, I miss the novelty of drive-through liquor stores. We have a couple of them in the South as well, in Florida.
Wow.
And then in Louisiana, where some of my family lives, you can get a drive-through daiquiri. Just a daiquiri in a cup with a straw. And they'll hand it to you while you're driving, but they won't hand it to you with the straw in it.
Oh.
You've got to put the straw in yourself.
You'll never be able to drink and drive now.
That's right. As long as you don't put the straw in yourself, you're fine.
Uh-huh.
So I guess what I'm saying is we don't want to catch anybody.
No.
So these guys, enjoy your $300,000 worth of Lorcana cards. And if you got a brave little tailor, you don't have to tell me where you're sending it from or who you are. Just send it to the P.O. box if you've got a brave little tailor. That's all.
But overall, Gen Con was a lovely time. There was a bunch of really, really wonderful games. Every few steps, I was stopped for 50-50 reasons. Okay? 50% was a lovely, kind member of the community stopping to say hello, take a photo. I got to meet so many wonderful people. And the other 50% were asking me if I was heading to the costume contest in my normal clothing.
Yep, that tracks.
Really just being like, I love your outfit. What are you dressed up as? And me just being like,
look at your Square Enix looking ass right now.
thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Come on.
So,
when do you not
Indiana.
look like you're on the way to like some sort of fair with an E? You know what I mean? Either it's a Ren fair or it's what would the goth version of a Ren fair be? It would be some sort of like dark witchcraft, like Victorian sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say so. Mostly what we do is like oddity shows.
Yes.
Yeah,
You'd be going
flea
to like
markets.
You'd be going to
Goths
like
love a
the
flea market.
Was it the Jim Rose Circus back in the day?
Ooh, fun.
You know what I mean? The one that had like all the geeks and sideshow acts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That was good shit.
But, that was Gen Con. Lots of good games.
Yeah.
Played some games, saw some games.
What was a standout new game that you saw, if any?
The only actual demo of a new game that I got to sit down and play was Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Oh, yes.
It's really fun.
Shatterpoint's fun.
It's really fun.
It's fun. It's good.
We had a very good time.
Yeah. I got to see some of it at Celebration.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That was really, really delightful.
It's a good game. Look.
Yes, Anthony.
Are we a bit oversaturated on certain large franchises right now? Sure. I don't mind saying that. For a lot of people, certain things are oversaturated. Star Wars may be one of them. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's not one of them for me either, but here's what I'm going to tell you. If you haven't dipped into the Star Wars games are amazing. Any of the Fantasy Flight stuff, Shatterpoint, like any of the stuff that's out there right now, that's like not like a kid's board game that comes with like chipboard, but like a real tabletop or card game or a miniature game. God, the miniature games are so good. The miniature games are just Warhammer for people who don't care about Warhammer.
Yeah.
And I know people that have fleets that are so wildly expensive.
Yeah. Oh, God. So many friends do. There's other games in Baldur's Gate 3. Well, that's the thing. By being at Gen Con, I have not gotten to play a moment of Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Have you been playing?
I have not.
No Baldur's Gate yet.
No Baldur's Gate yet.
What have you been up to?
This weekend?
Yeah.
A lot of lost time, I think. Yeah, trying to think back on this weekend. A lot of lost time.
Okay, yeah.
This weekend was a lot of reorganizing.
Yeah.
Reorganizing and trying to clean up my life a bit.
Abria says, Star Wars Mall Makeover Surprise is my favorite. I love the minis from that one. I've got a hell of a fleet for that.
Star Wars Mystery Date is the best of them all. You get the little call and it's Jabba and he's like, well, we bought it all. And you're like, oh, he likes me?
Goodness. Anyways, that's pretty much all of the news that came out of Gen Con. There were like game announcements, but none of them were $300,000 robbery in plain sight announcement size.
Gosh.
You know who I found out that happened from?
Who?
Elise is in the live studio audience and was there with me. We were like, we gotta escape this convention. We gotta get away for a little bit. Everywhere is fucking chaos. The lines are long at every restaurant. There's like a random, like, kind of nice steakhouse. Like, let's go hide and get some very early dinner.
Yeah.
And this very, very sweet, fresh out of college, full set of braces server comes up, a little nervous on her whole intro. I think it's because she thinks Elise and I are lesbians. And I think she's excited about it.
Yeah.
Goes,
Or maybe she was the getaway driver for the heist and she was trying to keep her cool.
and she goes, well, did you hear? I'm sure you guys heard about the robbery. And we were like, what was that? And she's like, I don't remember if it was 30 or if it was $300,000. And we were like, and she's like, of some kind of cards?
And you were like, if you're a cop, you have to tell me.
She had just gotten out of college for criminal justice. I know this girl's whole life story.
Woof.
But she was like, yeah, I don't know, very strange.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
All cops are criminals.
Police decide the laws. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Well, video games. Video games are up.
Uh-huh.
And we do love video games.
Yeah.
And how do we even get into this one? I'll tell you what. We should just probably go ahead and state it outright. It is the title of the show today. There's a Holocaust museum in Fortnite. Reminder, 2 Jewish hosts here. One of them, my family would be 9 times larger than it is today.
Same.
My
that's a universal experience.
my grandparents had the numbers. So, you know, now
we're struggling to really deliver this.
Now, here's what's going on. This was designed in association with Luc Bernard, who is a European Jewish game developer and designer who runs an organization that is dedicated to teaching about the Holocaust and other genocides in mainstream media.
Primarily through the medium of making video games about the Holocaust.
Yeah, so we are definitely at a time in human history where I feel like this is needed. We've got a lot of anti-Semitic stuff creeping into mainstream media and creeping into all kinds of things. We're now at the point where living memory of the Holocaust is basically
Yes.
So this is, I mean,
Holocaust education, excellent. Of course.
Yes.
We have to be educating kids about the Holocaust and putting it in a place where there isn't interception potentially from adults in their life that are, anti-Semites.
yeah. However, this do look weird to me.
This does look weird. I don't know if it should be in a shooter game.
Yeah, this is in a game where various characters from pop culture are chosen to hold guns whether they have before or not. This is in a game where Superman can take a chain gun to Fry from Futurama.
Buckner said, now, I don't know a lot about Fortnite, but isn't it a map where you shoot everyone until one person is left? And yes, that's correct.
Hey, where are we dropping,
Fortnite.
boys?
Hey,
Where are we dropping? Where are we dropping? Tomato Town? No. Drop at the Holocaust Museum, my dude. Drop near the monument to the Shoah.
Do you think that they're putting loot in there?
Oh, can you get some rare drops in there?
Yeah, I think you probably get some rare drops.
Can you get some rare ass drops in there?
I can't help but wonder.
I just like, hey, what do you think about the Holocaust? The Transformers Optimus Prime? Samuel Witwicky. The light of the Allspark shines forever for the 6 million lost. Baruch Hashem. Samuel Witwicky. That's an interesting name. Where are your grandparents from?
You know, People are asking, like, was it done tastefully? I mean, the museum itself is an accurate museum of the history of the Holocaust, but it is still in Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, it is depicting important history, and it's not doing it incorrectly, but it's still in Fortnite.
This was done with the Anti-Defamation League. This was done with proper funding from the right organizations. This is not the first time they've done this. There was a Martin Luther King Jr. monument in Fortnite. There you can see the hot dog man. There you can see the hot dog man in his snapback watching the I Have a Dream speech. It's the hot dog man.
There has to have been a better way. There has to have been a better way to be like, we have this audience of kids. How do we tell them about it? So I can't help but wonder what that pitch meeting was like when a bunch of people sat around in a boardroom.
Oh, that's actually really interesting that you asked that, Saige. Because they made like a little documentary about how this came to be.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's, they talked to the developer and all that stuff, but I clipped out just a little bit of the initial meeting where they decided on making this happen, if you want to watch it.
Yeah, it's not set up, so we'll take a quick BRB and we'll show it to you, I guess.
Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. Sorry I'm running a little late, everybody. Now,
you have an assignment for us today?
Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Fortnite is the most popular game in America. We have...
Daps all around, everybody.
Hey, everybody, please. And so I'd love to find a way to really
I'm listening.
harness the attention of the American children into something positive, mostly to counteract all of the rumors about where our money comes from and the ethics of our data collection.
Rumors. Just rumors.
Just rumors, everybody. They're just rumors. So if we want to just think of some positive things we can do maybe to help out the kids.
Yeah, okay. What if we took all of the like slurp juices and everything out of the game for the week and let all of the kids experience food insecurity?
I love that. I love that. Now, I do wonder if food insecurity, we should remove other things and just double down on the slurp juices to really represent what it's like to live in a food desert. In urban environments.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, oh no, everywhere I turn around, it's sugar. Oh, I don't have enough money. It's whatever. Buy some more V-Bucks.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's take it one step further. What if we put in a whole orphanage? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We represented real orphans in the game. You know how sometimes they put the pictures of orphans at the checkout at the grocery store?
You can sponsor an orphan. And for every victory royale you get, we donate a certain amount of V-Bucks directly to orphans.
Okay, so for 5
not
V-Bucks.
Not cash.
No.
Not cash.
We don't say that word around here.
V-Bucks.
For 5 V-Bucks, you can make an orphan floss. This kind.
Oh, good. Because I was going to say a lot of them don't have access to dental floss either.
Right. And that is probably something the kids will think of when it happens.
I love that. Can we get a dab for that?
Yeah.
Can we get a dab for Marsha, please? Thank you. Is there something we can do? Is there something we can do with the Rick and Morty skins to sort of distance ourselves a bit from the whole Roiland deal? Can Rick and Morty do something? So sort of the way Hot Dog Man was watching the Martin Luther King Jr. speech. Is there something that, like, can Rick Sanchez maybe introduce, I don't know, maybe like somebody huge from the Me Too movement? And we can put them into Fortnite as a skin as well. And then you can get like a Me Too skin pack.
Yes, for V-Bucks.
For V-Bucks. That's like some of your most famous people who were treated horribly by men in the industry.
Right. Now being treated well by
I wasn't done talking, Marsha. So it could be like some of the larger victims of these in-industry atrocities, and Rick Sanchez could do the introduction to it. What do we think? I'm now finished.
I think it's brilliant.
Thank you. Can we get a dab? Can we get a dab on that?
Yeah, everybody.
Can we get a dab on that?
Get your fucking hands up.
Yeah, thank you. Can we get a dab? I feel like we're getting closer.
I do feel like we're getting closer. I think that we're really making some progress with something that's going to make impact. And we want to be
I've heard the word Darfur before. Is that something? Do we care about that? Do we know what that is? Should we just move on?
Okay.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on.
That was all around. I just think that if we can be in the position where parents want to give their children their credit cards.
Yes.
To spend on V-Bucks.
Yes.
Because they're
for a good
experiencing
cause.
something educational.
Yes.
Then I think that we're positioned very well to do that with our targeting at children audience with our gun game. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
We want guns. What do we always say? Guns for good.
Guns for good.
Fortnite. We're guns for good.
There was the time that we tried to put a school in. Do we feel like that didn't land a school on the map in the gun game?
Here's the thing. I loved the school.
That almost went through.
And I loved that we had a curriculum sponsored by Pepsi, because that felt to me like a real public school curriculum.
Absolutely.
It's just, you never know when one of these pesky mass shootings is going to happen. And we don't want people to misunderstand what's going on, So maybe
when all of the kids are bringing guns into this fictional school.
Is there something so big that people can't, that the atrocity of it, people just can't wrap their heads around, and so we can't be seen as directly affecting it? It would be great if it was over, actually.
Twin Towers?
Twin Towers. Tilted Towers into Twin Towers.
Turn the Tilted Towers into Twin Towers.
For September 11th. Can I please get for the flag and then for Marsha?
Everybody?
For the flag, for Marsha. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that.
Is that big enough?
That's big. Let's put a pin in that one, because I want to do that one. But I think there's room to do more. Maybe even something
more than
bigger.
9/11, more than 9/11, more than
Why does that?
9/11.
What is that? What do we call that one guy who he wants different time off than the rest of us? What do we call that guy? Like he comes in like September and he's like, it's the new year, and we're like, what are you talking about? What do we call that guy? We're like, oh, the New Year's in January, and he's like, it's in September.
The Jewish guy?
The Jewish guy. Didn't something happen to those guys?
Like in history?
Yeah.
Are you referring to the Holocaust?
That's it. I keep forgetting that's not just a thing that people say when we take their favorite character out of the game.
Right. When they call us, they're like, oh, you're like a
This
Nazi.
is worse than the Holocaust. You're worse than Hitler.
Yeah. Right.
That's the thing they're talking about.
Okay.
Like Magneto from the X-Men.
So, yeah. Also a Jew.
Like Magneto from the X-Men. Do we have Magneto in the game? Can we make sure that we have Magneto in the game?
Are there any Jews in the room?
Huh.
No. Okay.
I guess just that one guy.
He was fired.
Not for being Jewish, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't think we're allowed to do that.
No.
Okay.
We did call him that. The Jewish guy.
The Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's, how do you know?
It came up in the exit interview.
Yeah, you're the redhead, he's the Jewish guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so putting the Holocaust in Fortnite. Is that like a gameplay mode?
I don't think we have time to turn around new mechanics.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, I'd love for it to be. But maybe we could put up something tasteful. Like the hot dog man when he looked at the Martin Luther King. Can we do something like that?
Beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful.
Let's get something that the hot dog man can stare at reverently, please. Can we do something like that?
A museum.
A museum. I
Kids
love
museums about atrocities.
So good. Yes.
Parents will
I
love it.
that. That's amazing. Let's do it. Hey, remember everybody, guns for good. Great work. Great work, everyone.
All right, okay, yeah, all right. Everybody get to work.
In other news, everyone, Jujutsu Kaisen's coming to Fortnite.
Theme is Jews.
That's triple Jews. That's triple juice in Fortnite.
That's Jews all the way down, baby.
I want to say I appreciate that there are adults that work at this company that say we should do something with the platform. And I know that there are people within the Fortnite team that show up to every meeting and say we have to do something.
We have the attention of all of these kids.
Yeah, they really do it.
We have a platform that is unmatched.
What can we do for social issues? What can we do that's for good? I appreciate that they're doing that. Boy, oh boy, does this not hit right, though.
Boy, oh boy, is this weird as shit.
Now, somebody did bring up that you can bring Magneto and Captain America to the Holocaust Museum. They're both in the game.
Oh, good.
Got strong opinions on it, both of them.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think that they'd walk around and be like, no, I've seen it.
No, I've been there.
I've seen it.
No, yeah. Magneto was like, yeah, see this.
I actually think it would be insensitive probably to bring them.
I mean, if they wanted to go.
Well, it's bringing them versus them choosing to go, you know? What an odd time to be alive, everyone.
Sam Witwicky. The media only tells part of the story. The atrocity is much farther and deeper than you think.
So true, bestie.
Megatron, he's right!
Yeah? All right, let's continue. You know what? Let's share some more just weird rich people making weird choices.
Sure.
Remember when Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg were going to box each other?
Yes.
And then Mark Zuckerberg's mom said he wasn't allowed?
No, it was Elon's mom.
Was it Elon's mom?
Yeah, Mark
Okay.
Zuckerberg's mother is sleeping at the center of the earth near its warm core.
Got it. Okay.
Elon Musk's mom sleeps at the foot of his bed in one of those little cots they bring up for children at a hotel.
Okay, got it.
So, yes, they were supposed to fight, and they both seem to be taking it slightly seriously.
It was legitimate for a moment before mommy said, no, not allowed. Please, not my fragile boy.
Yeah.
So then they called it off. However,
He can't fight. I'm here to pick him up. That's
Pulling up in a
hey.
minivan.
If you were a bullied kid, you know that one. You know that one. He can't. No, he can't fight because his mom's here. No, he didn't tell me the fight was going to happen. I just showed up.
This one seems a little specific, Anthony.
I'll have you know I told her specifically not to show up.
Sure thing, buddy. I believe you. So Elon Musk tweeted this yesterday. Yesterday was the 6th? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday he tweeted, Zuck vs. Musk. Fight will be live streamed on X. All proceeds will go to charity for veterans. I love and adore when people just say charity for thing and don't specify an organization.
It's not a charity, but it's not because it's not happening. It's going to be streamed live on X. How? Where? Why? To who? Why would Mark Zuckerberg agree to that? What's going to, what? Why? Did Mark Zuckerberg even say yes? Is this one of those things you can never tell if Elon Musk is just tweeting a thing because he wants to and he thinks he can just tweet it into existence?
Mark Zuckerberg, on the other hand, seems to be a little less specific.
Okay. Less specific than we're doing it?
Then August 6th, it's happening. He seems like it's a little more up in the air. Said, I'm ready today. Because Elon Musk previously said, am lifting weights throughout the day, preparing for the fight. Don't have time to work out, so I just bring them to work.
Okay, man.
Zuck said, I'm ready today. I suggested August 26th when he first challenged, but he hasn't confirmed. Not holding my breath.
Here's the thing we know about Mark Zuckerberg. His strange lizard body is muscular. It's more muscular than you think it is. He has one of those San Francisco Bay Area engineer bodies.
Yeah.
We've seen the cake.
Yeah.
We've discussed the cake. He is one of those, he wears the Crocs or the shoes with the toes.
Yeah.
And he codes and he takes meetings, but he also just like works out a lot because some podcast told him to.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is in his 50s and drinks Diet Coke and then eats sugar in his bed, and we've seen it.
Elon Musk is gelatinous. And I don't mean this about weight in any way. I mean like his facial structure. Like
Yeah.
he as a person, I don't think he has bones. I think that he is like a stiff liquid in there.
Do you know the little guys and you get them and you squeeze them and their eyes pop out?
Yeah. That's like the form of Elon Musk.
And Elon Musk.
When you're making whipped cream and you have to wait for it to come to stiff peaks, that's about the consistency that I anticipate Elon Musk being.
They say in cookbooks, they say to a Musk-like consistency.
Yeah.
Whisk to a Musk-like consistency.
Yeah. It's also one of my favorite vocal
One
warm-ups.
sock cutter. He cuts socks. Two sock cutters, they cut socks. Three sock cutters, they cut socks. Four sock cutters, they cut socks. Five sock cutters, they cut socks. Six sock cutters. So,
Anyway.
is it happening?
Continued in this thread, somebody tweeted at Zuck and said, with a screenshot of that tweet that we started with, saying, is this also mutually agreed upon? Zuck said, more like funding secured. What does that mean?
I think that means they agree to it, they want it to happen, and Elon Musk went ahead and was like, I'm streaming it on X, and then tweeted it out like Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, see, there you go.
Zuckerberg continued to say, shouldn't we use a more reliable platform that can actually raise money for charity?
There it is.
There is nothing built in. What he's saying is...
There's no functionality on Twitter.
Yeah, they're going to run it Tiltify.
Yeah.
Facebook has built-in fundraising, their own like fundraising that you can do. You probably get that notification on your birthday on Facebook that's like, do you want to ask your friends to donate money to a charity you like? Like that, essentially. They're just taking the opportunity to go back and forth. But here's my question, Anthony. Who took over Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter? Because I have to believe it's not him. Because as soon as the Twitter acquisition happened, as soon as the changeover to X happened, there have been multiple things that have popped up that have made him sound kind of cool. There was that initial tweet.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. It is proximity. It's the proximity effect.
Is it because Elon Musk is such a fucking loser?
It's called, unfortunately, in pop culture, the cheerleader effect. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's a disgusting thing. But the idea is, you see it a lot. Like, hey, surround yourself by more attractive and better people and you'll look more attractive and better. But also, if you are standing next to a truly terrible person, you will seem better by default. The idea, when you are dunking on Elon Musk, everybody agrees with you.
You'll always seem cool if you're, hey, you know what? If you're ever struggling and you feel like you want people to think that you're cool and you want to be liked, make fun of Elon Musk.
Yeah. If you, and this goes back to, once again, was not a bullied kid, did not have to call my mother to stop a fight.
Same.
But if you were a bullied kid, one thing you could do is turn around and direct the bullying towards an even worse kid than yourself. That's a self-preservation tactic.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what we're seeing. So I've heard. Once again, I was never bullied, and my mother did not come to pick me up from that fight so I could get out of the fight. But I think that's what we're seeing with Mark Zuckerberg right now, is he knows that he can look better simply by being like, this guy sucks. Am I right, everybody?
That's all he has to do.
That's all he has to do is be like, doesn't this guy suck, though?
It was just opening with, I'm ready now. I was like, where did this confidence come from? Elon Musk has continued to talk about it, saying, if the fight is short, I will probably win. If long, he may win on endurance. I am much bigger, and there's a reason MMA has weight divisions.
He's 20 years younger than you, and he works out and exercises regularly. I've never seen a picture of you outside, Elon Musk, except when you were melting on a beach that one time. We've seen what you look like, Elon Musk. This man, you've probably never been in a fight.
All of your skin has been taken off and taped back on.
Yeah. Just because you're bigger, like, I hear this all the time. Now that people who should not be fighting fight all the time.
Yep.
You hear this, oh, well, he's so much bigger. It's like, Yeah, but he literally doesn't move.
Yeah.
He has no idea that he has a physical form.
How do you think in the future people are going to look back at this era of celebrities and everyone boxing each other?
Oh, in the future, we are going to be lumped in with the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. It's all going to be the industrialization and destruction of the earth, and it's going to be. It was the same thing. It was politicians having duels and grown men challenging each other to boxing matches in the public square. We have made no progress, and we are no different. We will be lumped into half a paragraph at the end of the history book.
Guys, picture for me, if you will, and some of you won't have to be just picturing this because you'll be there. Countries outside of the Western world.
Yeah.
Watching our celebrities, and we mean content creators, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too. Obviously, there's creator clash. And looking at America and going, America is so poor and so destitute that the people there fight to raise money for hungry children because it's the only way America is going to feed the hungry children. Because all of the billionaires, the royalty equivalent, all of the royals sit on the money.
For the amount of money, Creator Clash 2, I believe, cost $13 million. For everything that went on with Creator Clash 2, you could have gotten the same effect because they lost money. They wound up not giving money to charity. They had to personally give money.
What?
Yeah, did you not hear this?
No.
The financials of Creator Clash 2 were a shambles. They spent way too much money on Creator Clash 2, and it wound up not making money. So iDubbbz and some of the other fighters had to donate their own money afterwards. You could have just given $13 million to a charity, had a press conference, made a YouTube video out of it. You could have Jimmy Beasted the thing, and it would have done way better for you. But these people, we're trapped in these little boxes of unhappiness, and we want to prove our superiority by leaving our little boxes of unhappiness and punching each other in the street
climbing into
to
another
feel
box
things.
and hitting each other?
Yeah, particularly the wealthy. The wealthy are just like, I got out of the box of unhappiness, and it turns out that in America, there's nothing outside the box. The entire society is made for everybody to be in the box of unhappiness. Now I'm bored. What can I do? I can only punch somebody else.
I didn't know this about Creator Clash. Now,
Oh yeah.
I'm baffled. Wow.
Yep. The first one made money.
Uh-huh.
But then they thought the first one did so well that we will double down on everything. So they rented double the size arena. They got double the size live crew. They paid for more cards and more training for the fighters. And it turned out like the reason it was so popular first time is because nobody had ever seen anything like that before. And when they rented an arena that was double the size, they sold less than the amount of tickets they did for the first one.
So on the first one, they raised more money than they spent, right?
Yes.
Not just we made back our money and some over. This portion was larger?
That I don't recall.
Because that's the difference between if you spent more money on the event, even if you raised over and above, that money could have just gone directly to those organizations. And I understand that you don't get a little boxing match out of it. But
yeah. But that's what they want. They want their little boxing match. And if they can say for charity, then it doesn't look as silly when they do their little boxing match. Because if they were to say, hey, we all just want to fight, would you come see us fight? Everyone would be like, that's wild. I'll absolutely come see some nerds punch each other. But not everybody would say that. If you did, we're doing this for charity. We really want to make a difference. This is a fun event. It becomes more interesting. They get more press. The whole thing becomes more, And I'm not saying that everybody had like bad intentions or whatever.
No, and I'm sure most of the creators involved purely decided to sign up and think they're doing something awesome for charity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, there's
wow.
charitable events in the United States, and the idea of charity in the United States is perverted by the fact that everything is connected so intrinsically to our capitalistic system.
Wow. Wow.
So anyway, those are your two big downers for the day, I guess.
Shit.
Yeah.
I got one more kind of downer, but we're going back into games.
All right, let's go back into games.
Get us back into games with this semi-downer, and I want your opinion on this. So, a Twitch streamer.
Hate it already.
Was doing a no-death run of Jedi Survivor.
Cool.
Okay? And this is the clip of him playing, falling, before he quits and ends the game. And
Why?
Goes,
Why?
That's it. Correct.
Why? He falls. He goes, fuck, I died. But he respawns.
Correct.
Hey, it's right there in the name of the people that made the game.
Because in the game, in fall damage, you don't actually die, you just take a little bit of damage. You take fall damage, and you are reset back to the top of that surface.
Right.
When you actually die in the game, you are spawned back to a spawn point, Dark Souls style, like the bonfires. You get sent back to a little meditation space.
He should know that as somebody who's doing a permadeath run. Why did he not notice this?
I don't know. And his permadeath run in particular was trying to acquire every skill point in the first level. So he was just like reloading into the first level because it respawns all the enemies and trying to get everything in the first one. But that was the end of it. He ended his run there.
Why?
And people are having many debates about it of like, you threw it away for nothing. You still had it.
What was his reasoning?
He said he felt like that ended it.
Why? Why did he feel like that ended it?
He said, no, it's a true permadeath run. That definitely counts. I wouldn't say respawning with less health isn't a death.
That's absolutely what I would say. It's a video game. You have a health bar. It's not a no-hit run.
Anthony?
Did he just decide that falling very far would kill a man? And so he's like,
Look,
if the boy fell that far, he would have done a dead.
Yeah. It's interesting. And yeah, he can set it. It's his rules. He can set it for it.
Did he make the audience aware of that rule though?
No. Which again, like, hey, it's your run, it's your stream, you can do whatever you want. But people are having all of these debates about it because he did set out rules in advance for what a permadeath run was.
Okay.
And what he wanted from it. And then that thing he just decided fell into that at that point. Which again, his speed run or his run of it in general, he can do whatever he wants.
But if you don't,
people were like, you had it, man.
Yeah.
You had it.
If you don't make that clear to the audience, I could understand why everybody was like, what?
Anthony, I have a tiny little cut on my knuckle. I'm
That's
dead.
true. That's it.
I'm dead.
She did say when I walked in this morning, she said, look, can't do show.
Dead.
Have to sleep for days. Permadeath.
Rip.
Saige works by if anything unpleasant happens to her, that week is simply over. Permadeath for that week.
Yeah.
That week is permanently dead, and she usually goes home and curls up, and I don't see her again until the next Monday.
Yep.
I took a lot to convince her to go live this morning.
You sure did. So I don't see how this is bad. We're not saying it's bad. We're not saying anything about it.
It's just interesting.
Hey, we're just talking about video games.
Yeah, and people are just
debating on whether or not they would have counted that. It is literally just conversation. But
I think because you said we were talking about one more bad thing.
It's unfortunate for him. It's a huge bummer.
Gotcha.
It's a huge fucking bummer that he had this run
Yeah.
and was doing so well. And then whatever it is, even if it is like, okay, that breaks the rule, then he died.
Yeah.
Then he lost, and that sucks. You put a lot of work into this. You were grinding on this run. But what's very interesting that actually happened is he falls from the high place.
Mm-hmm.
He like climbs out of his chair and takes the headphones out. Like, it's just like, bummed about it, okay?
This right now is exactly the way John Milton described Lucifer. He fell from the high place. He got into his chair and he took his headphones.
And he's like, oh my God. And then as he spawns back up at the top of it, he gets blasted to death. And here's what I think, if I'm being honest with you. I think that he thought that was death and started reacting already.
Right, because his health was probably low enough where he thought the fall was going to do it. And that's why he went, and then because one blaster shot killing you means like your health. Oh, that's pretty high. That's like full health.
It was like full health. It was like full health. But I think he thought falling from a high place killed you. I think he just accidentally reacted, and then he got killed actually and had to be like, no, I think that would have counted anyways. Because it's so much more embarrassing to be like, I was wrong. I thought that would kill my character. It didn't. But then by me reacting too quickly, I did get killed. That's my guess on it.
What is this guy's motivation?
I don't know,
Where
man.
is this dude coming from?
He's just playing games, man. It's whatever. It's just funny.
What is happening? I don't know. All I know is that a real no death run, a real 100% complete no death run requires you to be wearing the mutton chops and the mohawk at all times.
Yeah.
So he was already disqualified as far as I'm concerned.
Let's continue on game news.
Let's continue on games. Let's talk about the big game.
Let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. I know a lot of the BBs have been doing nothing but playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Should we play some Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
The multiplayer action game that's taking the world by storm, Baldur's Gate 3?
Literally, yes, absolutely, of course.
Okay.
The reason we're talking about it, in addition to the fact that we know that it's all you're thinking about, is because of that, Baldur's Gate 3 has entered the top 10 all-time peak Steam games, knocking Apex Legends out.
Woo!
Apex is no longer in the top 10. It is the 9th spot, just above Goose Goose Duck. Wild.
Oh, God. Streaming and social media has irreparably destroyed video games. Goose Goose Duck.
Because Goose Goose Duck was that Among Us clone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We have streaming and social media has completely unbalanced what a video game is. We're leaving, it's like people draining a swamp and building over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, this would be a good place for my home. No, it should be a swamp, but it's not a swamp anymore. It's
my home.
It's my home now. It's where I live.
Sparks V said Apex has a new season launching tomorrow, so it might take it back. The problem is what this record is not players over time. It is concurrent players at one time, which would mean Apex would have to hit a new all-time peak of the most people playing Apex ever.
This would have to be.
I don't think Apex is that big anymore.
This would have to be the biggest season of Apex. They would need to add probably a Holocaust museum and a Martin Luther King Jr. memorial at the same time.
Yeah.
And then probably like a third one for like the Armenian genocide.
Yeah.
That would be the only way.
That would probably be the only way to hit that number.
What the fuck are video games? What are we even talking about
Nicki
anymore?
Minaj in it.
What are we even talking about anymore? Why are video games? What is even happening? At least in this one, you fuck a bear. That's a video game thing I can understand.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
Bear fucking? Sure.
Right.
So Baldur's Gate has taken, is now on the top 10. It surpassed 500,000 concurrent players yesterday, nearly reached 600,000. Huge.
It says here launch weekend has seen 700.
Yeah, so,
On August 5th.
Wow.
700,000 players.
712, then it went to just over 600,000, and it's holding steady right there. That's huge.
Wow.
That's huge. Let's open up the old SteamDB and see what we're looking at here.
Ooh.
Let's see what we're looking at here, the old SteamDB.
I hope Baldur's Gate 3 takes Game of the Year everywhere this year. Honestly, I think it will. I think they're on track for that. I think they're on track to be the like Elden Ring of this award season.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So most played games right now, I can't see, I don't know where to see the all-time concurrent Steam users. Let's see. But on the front page of SteamDB, the most played right now, of course, number 1 is CSGO. Number 2, Baldur's Gate. Number 3, Dota 2, still holding strong. Number 4, PUBG.
Wow.
And number 5, Apex.
You know, sometimes I think that we're part of the gaming community, and then I see a list like that and I go, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
You're not tuned into the gaming community.
No, I don't know anything I don't know what gamers are doing. Why am I hosting this show? I don't know what gamers are doing.
They're playing that much PUBG and Dota still.
Number 6 is the Source SDK. People playing the Gary's mod. People playing the TF2 and the Gary's mod.
Wow.
I love this. This could also be people playing the some of the remakes of like Black Mesa and stuff like that. But it's just kids who've seen Skibidi Toilet. Number 7 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Rust is still holding strong.
Wow, I'm surprised Rust is that high.
Team Fortress. And then, of course, everybody's favorite game, Wallpaper Engine, at number 10.
Isn't that just like you make wallpapers for your phones and shit?
Yeah, it's Wallpaper Engine. It changes your wallpaper. It does animated wallpaper. It's Wallpaper Engine. Everybody's favorite game. Wallpaper Engine.
Wow. What a weird world. Video games.
Video games. What are they even about? Well, this one's mostly about, elves that have sex with bears, from what I understand.
Sure.
But I want to talk about, Saige, the most important fantasy game of the year. No, we are talking about the most important.
Talked about this.
We're talking about the most important fantasy game of the year. Saige, they patched our boy. Saige, they patched our boy.
What did they do? How?
They fixed it.
Can you fix it?
They fixed all the things that we wanted.
Way.
Saige, we wanted to play this game because of the bad, and we didn't get around to it. And now they've patched our boy.
Damn it!
Daedalic Entertainment has stopped the video stuttering that was happening. It stopped quest markers from randomly disappearing. It stopped interactable objects from suddenly becoming non-interactable.
Boo!
It also fixed the camera, which would get stuck inside of Gollum's head or inside of walls.
Oh no!
It also fixed the camera that would spin around unstoppingly forever and ever. It fixed the shaking of the camera that would happen nonstop after enemy encounters.
That's probably good.
Missing environments were put back in place. There were like permadeath things that were just built into the game that shouldn't be there. Like early on in the game, you fight like a beetle, like a little beetle, and when Gollum would just see the beetle and simply die.
If I see a beetle, I also simply die.
He'll just simply die.
Both the bug and the band.
Yes, and the car.
Yeah. John Lennon will just take me out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of the planking stopped.
No.
A lot of soft locking and
look at how long this list is, everybody.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, continue reading. Dun 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. That's a bug fix. That is a bug fix. They patched our boy, Saige.
Resolved incorrect camera spleen in Shalab's hair. Spline in Shalab's hair during the second chase. Fixed the wrong state of the door when transitioning. What's the wrong state of the door?
Fixed an infinite game over screen. Fixed an infinite game over screen that would happen when a camera swept through the environment. You would simply come to this new environment and Gollum would look out over the new environment and it would permanently say game over.
Game over forever, fuck you!
Oh, shit.
There's so many things in here that are wild. Like I just don't know what these mean. Fixed fluctuating groom when the game is paused.
Groom in game development usually means hair or fur.
Right, so fluctuating while the game is paused.
Yeah. His dancing hairs. Oh my God, his little Gollum comb over would dance when you paused the game and they took it out.
Fixed invisible to elves issue.
this game, they fixed our boy.
We should play it and see if they fixed it. We should see if it's really fixed. Let me know if you want us to make a video seeing if they've truly fixed and made Gollum a good game.
they didn't say anywhere in the patch notes that it's a good game.
Oh.
They didn't say that. They did say that they fixed a lot of things. But I feel for this the way I feel for 1.0 of Cyberpunk. I simply want my dick out, T-posing into the sky forever. And if you fix that, I don't want to play your game. I simply don't want to play your boring game. Once cars don't simply drive up 100 feet into the sky and then crash into a man on the ground.
It's not the same. It's just not
It's just not the same.
I lose interest.
I lose interest.
They had a lot of issues with bugs.
Like insects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of issues with insects.
Because they did have a lot of issues with bugs.
Right.
Like, we knew that.
Yeah. Puzzles that just didn't work.
Yeah.
Fixed Gollum floating at the beginning of chapter 2. Sometimes he was just floating.
There was a lot happening. There's less happening now. They patched our boy. I don't know how I feel about it. But let's talk about some of these other big games. First of all, I do want to go back to Baldur's Gate for a moment.
Okay.
Were you aware of the depth of the Twitch integration in Baldur's Gate? Because I was not.
I'm not, no.
I had heard that they were doing a lot of cool stuff for the Twitch integration. I remember Larian was talking about, like, all of their reps were talking about how cool this was going to be. It is wildly, wildly good. You can not just allow your chat to vote on dialogue choices and directly affect them, which is something we've seen before.
Ooh.
It now gets, while you're playing, it has an interactive Twitch overlay that shows all of your characters, who they are, what level they are, their inventory, what the stuff in your inventory does. Nobody in your chat needs to ask anything about your character ever.
Shit,
they can bring up all that information, full quest log. You can. Skywalker says that you can vote yes on the bear fucking positions too, like which position you want to fuck the bear in. And I don't know if that's true, but like maybe like for a 1.1 update, come on.
They don't need to ask, but they sure as heck will.
This is
I
such
feel seen, Jelly.
This is such a huge thing. You can see their stats, their spells, their inventory. You can hover over everything to read descriptions. I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
I also love it. There have been quite a few new features on Twitch lately. It's been very interesting to see. I've been getting emails. Twitch has been adding in, they want the equivalent of like a clips feed like YouTube Shorts.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but
Yeah.
right now it's just on your page, and they've talked about the idea of there being a feed for it.
I love that because
but of highlighting your own clips.
I love that because right now with clips mixed into VODs and other highlights and things like that,
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's just not something anyone's going to go looking for.
It's not what most people are using highlights for.
No.
Most people are using highlights just to get around the fact that Twitch just won't save your fucking VODs for all time.
Right.
And so because Twitch refuses to create the functionality that people want, we are now using their functionality in a way that they don't want, which is causing them to have to create new functionality around that.
Which, hey, bless the community for that.
Bless the community for that, but you would think that highlights would be a clip feed if they just let us save our VODs forever.
Yeah, so there's always been highlighted moments. There's always been highlighted, not always, but for a long time now, there's been highlighted VODs to keep them around. But now you can choose through your clips and you can choose which ones you want to show to new viewers.
I think that's great.
And I hope that feed comes together soon. I'm hoping that's a TwitchCon release. That would be really, really nice. But right now it's just things that display essentially when you come to your page, which is like fine because we already have kind of trailers, but that's all right. But in other Twitch news.
Big things happening on Twitch. A lot of people recently been leaving the old Twitch for the kick. And when I say a lot of people, I mean mostly people who have been banned from Twitch or people who make money in ways that Twitch does not like. A lot of gambling streams have moved over to Kick.
They have. I've had a couple of friends who have moved over, or at least have been like trying it out.
Kick's got that split.
95.5.
Kick's got that split. If you come watch a streamer, a kick split. If you go watch a stream, so right now, you know, if you donate to us, if you subscribe, if you do any of that stuff, we take 50% of that. Twitch takes 50% of that.
Does not apply to donations.
Not to donations.
Donations are a separate feature that we do through Stream Elements, but subscriptions are 50%. Bits are different as well. Everything has its own split, actually. So bits are their own kind of currency.
This is all ridiculous.
Subs are 50-50 is the main point.
This is all ridiculous. Kick is 95.5 to the streamer.
Yeah.
So if you have an audience on Kick, Kick says, Skywalker says a lot of those pastors who try to spread the gospel to Fortnite kids have moved over to Kick.
They also do that on Twitch. That's not like a thing they're not allowed to do on Twitch.
No, but
there's a lot of those on Twitch.
Apparently a lot of them have moved over to Kick. I don't know why. 95.5. But yeah, it also has, Kick has a great split. This is the thing. Funageddon is saying the thing that worries me about Kick, which is Kick has a great split and an alt-right/white supremacy problem.
Yep.
It's true.
I kept being like, okay, I'm afraid Twitch is done. You know what I mean? Like when the split conversation started happening, when they tried to be like, look, we're going to give you more. And it was like worse. And then the renegotiation of the partner contracts happened. It was scary for a minute there. That's when Kick really popped up and was like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
I did a bit of looking into it, and it's very hard because so did Twitch in the beginning, but I still refuse to do it. You know what I mean? Like I still can't do that and go over to a place that has this problem.
The thing is you have to.
It's just like, I guess like why do we ruin everything?
Yeah.
Hello, other white people. Why do we ruin everything?
The other thing is you build an audience, you jump to another platform, you build an audience on that platform while their split is good.
Yeah.
Then as the platform gets larger and the platform starts having more power, the split gets worse and worse.
Yep.
And then you got to leave and jump to another thing. And every time you do that, you lose such a huge chunk of your audience and you have to start over again.
The alternative is, we've seen it with creators on various platforms. We saw it with creators on Vine, I think is the greatest example. They didn't build on another platform and then their careers ended when the platform did.
Yep.
And it was sudden for a lot of people.
Yep.
So it's very, very difficult, and I understand why streamers are scrambling. They do not want to be reliant on a single platform. It's scary. This is your livelihood. And you have to build audience in multiple places. And there's not a lot of good options.
Yeah, especially, you know, Twitch has built in to their partner contracts, their partner agreements, that you can't just stream on multiple places at the same time. You can't do it.
If you are a partner, that's correct.
You can't.
You can do so on what they consider a non-competitive platform. So you can stream to Twitch and TikTok, but you cannot stream to Twitch and YouTube.
Right.
They're both long-form gaming streaming platforms.
So that means you're not going to be sneakily building your audience on Kick with the same streams you're putting on Twitch.
Nope. Which means that a lot of streamers are just pulling double right now. And having to go live twice as much, or take a day off of Twitch and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's very interesting, but one of the main reasons Kick started getting this groundswell, like we were talking about, is there were a lot of people that just couldn't do Twitch anymore for various reasons.
Yeah.
And one of them was when Twitch started cracking down on gambling streams. There were a lot of influencers and a lot of streamers that made their money entirely by having gambling stream sponsors and making their money on gambling games. And Twitch has really cracked down on that. They've been saying like, no, you can't just promote gambling on our platform. And now that's moved from your sort of more traditional gambling platforms, the things people think of like these slot machine or poker streams. And it's moved into the CSGO scene.
Which is a huge gambling scene.
CSGO, 75% of the top CSGO streamers are sponsored by skin gambling websites. Skin gambling sites are huge for CSGO. Getting the super rare skins, they kind of just hoard them, put them behind these gambling games, and have players just throw money into the machine. This is not part of CSGO. These are third-party services.
Yes.
So a lot of these streams,
claw machine, you know?
yeah, a lot of these streams are just players, top CSGO players, sitting for an hour, feeding money into the gacha machine that's provided to them by the sponsor. And wow, do they make a lot of money, but wow, do they promote a lot of gambling to a lot of kids.
So this article says, I checked how many of them are promoting that kind of stuff. Out of 300 streamers, 226 are currently sponsored by at least one of the skin gambling websites. We're looking at 75%, 3 out of 4 streamers are currently promoting these websites live on Twitch. It's very interesting, and I have very complicated feelings about this because it's been very interesting to see how responsive and reactive Twitch has been to gambling issues and not to like issues of people being discriminated against on the platform, issues of providing tools to protect marginalized creators on the platform, issues of financial losses for other creators on the platform. It's very interesting to see that kind of like attention that's paid in this, in the same thing that when all of those streamers like rallied behind, we'll leave the platform if you don't ban these gambling streamers. And I'm like, hey, where were you when Black creators couldn't go live because of hate raids?
Yeah.
And it's this kind of energy that for some reason we put behind this like easy victim's crime, if that makes sense, in the way that like people could be like, oh, I advocate for unborn babies because the babies aren't my problem, right? It's the like, I advocate for the safety of children against gambling. And I'm like, do you advocate against the issues that are, people getting swatted and killed?
Right. And I think some of that stuff has to come from the fact that anti-gambling laws and anti-gambling laws in games and in children's media have much more specific and enforceable laws than laws against hate.
Right.
And so as a large corporation, Twitch says, hey, they go to their lawyers. Twitch goes to their lawyers because here's what Twitch wants. Twitch wants, as a company, to not regulate anything that goes on Twitch. Yeah, that's the dream. You put a platform up, and your hope is anybody can do whatever they want on your platform, and you don't care because it's not your responsibility.
Right. They'd love that.
Then what happens is, as laws and good practices and your audience's needs and wants funnel in, you start looking at what you have to do. And what they basically did is they looked at their lawyers and they said, can we get punished in any way for these hate raids?
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, no.
Lawyers said no. Can we get punished for promoting gambling to children? Yes.
Again, I'm not confused why they're doing it. I'm not confused why Twitch is doing that. I am disheartened by it.
Of course.
And specifically then when it comes to creators. Creators, on the other hand, neither, you're not legally liable for either. I think what it is they are afraid of the platform they're on being seen as a gambling platform in the way that a lot of people speak out about anything that seems like quote unquote sex work on the platform. You know what I mean? That advocacy against it of like, well, I make my money here. Don't make the platform look bad. But again, it's not for the people that are affected by like marginalized communities being hate raided or swatted or attacked.
And you can see how ineffective Twitch is at this sort of stuff when you look back on pool and hot tub streamers. Yeah. Bikini streamers.
And the way that people were rallying against hot tub streamers. And like, I'm sorry, if you're somebody, especially a woman, hey, for the ladies, especially as a woman, if you got on Beyonce's internet and you came out to be like, this is a disgrace to our platform, I'm against hot tub streamers, look at this, my whole feed is hot tub streamers. My feed wasn't.
Yeah. What's your algorithm, bud?
My feed wasn't. What's your algorithm,
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
Why is it's the congressperson who said, why is TikTok showing all these dancing girls to me?
Correct. And here's the thing. If another woman getting their money makes you so concerned about yours, get talented.
So, and we've said, and this is something, you know how we feel. We've said this. You know how we feel.
Get talented.
But their response to it, where it was like, okay, well, you can't put your feet on a stream. Okay, but like, I just have feet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sexualizing my feet. Right. Yeah, but you can't do that. Oh, okay. Well, and you can't wear revealing clothing. Well, what does revealing clothing mean?
And is that standard held the same against the entire gender spectrum?
Yeah. What are you talking about, and what does that mean? And you can just see them flailing, trying not to make these rules instead of just saying like, "Hey, we don't mind that these people are doing hot tub streams. We don't mind, and you shouldn't mind either. Our official stance is this is cool." They were afraid to say it.
Yep.
But they can universally rally against showing gambling to children.
Look.
Because that's the kind of shit that will get them fucking pulled in front of Congress or pulled in front of some state's attorney general to talk about what's going on.
I have to imagine that these people that came out against like revealing clothing, hot tub streamers, whatever, are sitting around at their little computers waiting all day for someone to give them an excuse to hate women. You know what I mean? Like really an excuse that they have like the tweet already typed.
Yeah.
It just said, "I hate women." And then women did something in their eyes. They're like, "Fuck you."
Oh, this has been in my drafts for months.
I can't wait to say how much I hate women having breasts. Ooh, I couldn't wait.
Hey, we're going to go on record as saying we like when women have breasts.
Love titties.
It's cool. Hey, moving on from this stuff. Just one thing where we can say, just one thing to say, BBs, listen, we're always right. And when we're not, be quiet about it because we are.
Yes, we are.
When the Switch Pro news was coming out, what did we say? We said, no, I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't think so. What did we say? When a new Switch is coming, when's a new Switch going to come? We said there's no way it's coming before the end of the year, 2024.
Absolutely not.
There's no way
We'd know about it.
There's no way a new Switch comes out the same year as Tears of the Kingdom.
Absolutely not.
There's
not
no
with that
way.
big of a launch.
They are printing that money, and there's no way they are going to do anything before 2024. And now we are hearing, oh, what's this? Oh, was it? Oh, I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What's it?
What was that? Dev kits for the Switch 2 are going out to partners?
Oh, they're holiday 2024. Oh, okay.
How interesting.
How interesting.
We love being right. Hey, iRedder said I looked up Anna Kendrick's cup size yesterday. That's not what we mean.
No.
Actually,
that
actually might be invasive.
Yeah, we like boobs. Everybody does, but don't make it weird.
We like people that want us to look at their boobs consensually. And that is actually non-consensual.
Don't be weird.
Unless Anna Kendrick has announced it to you, I would actually say maybe put that back in.
That's weird. But back to us being right. Two sources have spoken to Video Games Chronicle, suggesting that the console is going to launch holiday. It's going to have basically 8th generation console capabilities, so it'll be like a PS4 or an Xbox One, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because that is commodity hardware, and that's what Nintendo's into. Also, a lot of stuff that's coming out right now for the PS5 and the Xbox Series is just stuff that's like, it looks like PS4 and Xbox One games. Yeah. Sometimes they have a little better lighting. Sometimes they got fancier effects. Sometimes they load a little faster. But buddy, if you could put PS4 and Xbox One quality games on something the size and price of a Switch, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Sparks V is saying, will it be as powerful as a Steam Deck? No, but it's going to be cheaper than a Steam Deck.
Yes, it is. And cuter and less heavy.
They suggest sources say that it is probably still going to be able to be used in portable mode. It will be similar to the Switch. I think if they're smart, make it backwards compatible with Joy-Cons. Maybe release some fancy Joy-Cons if you want, but let everybody's $80 Joy-Cons still work.
Do you think they will, though?
I don't know. I also wonder about backwards compatibility.
I think they give us... Nintendo has been great about backwards compatibility. Nintendo fucking nails backwards compatibility on almost every generation.
Nintendo is great about backwards compatibility as long as there is a revenue stream for it.
And there is.
Nintendo is happy to sell you a selection of virtual console games. Nintendo is happy to remaster games from the previous generation for the new generation. They are not into backwards compatibility the way that, say, Xbox is, where you can throw an Xbox One or an Xbox 360 game into your series and it still works. Yeah. They're not into that. But I would like all of my Switch games to work on this new machine, and that will not happen.
Never forget your GameCube games on your Wii. Never forget every DS game on your 3DS, you know?
Yeah.
I think we stay on a chip system. I think we stay on a comparable enough chip system in the way that DS to DS Lite to DSi to 3DS went. I see us getting the exact same chips.
So they're based on an NVIDIA Tegra platform, which is, NVIDIA doesn't manufacture that anymore. I think Nintendo is the only one that still uses that commodity hardware. Will they move up to there? I don't think there's a new Tegra for them to move up to, but they will probably stick with NVIDIA, get some sort of version of whatever commodity laptop hardware or handheld hardware NVIDIA is making right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will be backwards compatible and Nintendo will use that backwards compatibility for the Switch. I wonder. I do wonder.
What do you wonder, my friend?
I wonder if they'll do it. That's all.
I'm so excited for a new Switch. I'm a Nintendo girly to my core. Truly, there's no console that excites me more than Nintendo consoles. There never will be. When everybody's like, but is it as powerful as this or is it that? No, and I know it won't be, and I do not care.
No, the only thing is right now,
different things for different purposes.
we are looking at, if this comes out at holiday 2024, we're looking at this system lasting just about 10 years, which is the timeline that they wanted for it.
Yeah.
They're still selling incredibly well, but those sales year over year are slowing down.
Yeah.
They've released the last of their big exclusives. I can imagine that the big teams are working on whatever is next. You know,
Right.
If those dev kits have gone out to key partners, key partners would be people like your Capcoms and people like that, like your big developers that have done well on Nintendo platforms. If those have gone out already, that means internally, I think the Mario team started working on the next Mario game for this new hardware.
100%. You know they gotta.
Immediately after Bowser's Fury.
I agree.
Bowser's Fury was them testing an open world Mario game.
Yep.
And then they immediately moved to the new hardware using everything they learned.
Hey, good morning, Quincy. Let's make our predictions. We always do. Price point. $299, $399? Obviously, there's going to be two different versions, you know? Or do you think we're going up? Because the Switch previously came out at $299, $399, and then the Switch Lite came out at $199. I'm going to say...
They're saying it's got an LCD and not an OLED. No OLED screen. They'll probably bring that out later the same way they did with this.
But like, why downgrade?
Because it's cheaper.
I know, but once you've done it, bold.
Because it's cheaper and the larger amount of Switch players have the LCD and didn't upgrade.
That's true, but once you've I dislike that, but this is all rumored right now, to be clear.
I think they'll do it because here's what I think. I think it comes out around the same price point as the Switch. Maybe they leave the Switch going until 2025 and it comes out at maybe a $75 to $100 premium. So maybe your Switch is still $299, your Switch 2 is $399 the first year, and then a price cut after the first year when they finally sunset the original Switch hardware.
So you think $399?
I think somewhere between $350 and $399 when it first comes out.
Okay.
Because the Switch, they'll say the same thing they do when like the 3DS came out or when the DS came out, when the Game Boy came out. They'll say, oh no, this is for gamers that want the best. We're still supporting this old hardware.
Right. I doubt they go up to $499. Some people guess the $399, $499 from the $299, $399. I don't think they go up to $500 on Nintendo.
No.
I don't think that they want to be in that camp of your PS5 and your Xbox yet.
No, they love selling cheap hardware at a profit and being the other console you own. They love that because that's how they get into everybody's house.
Yeah.
So I think it's $399 first year. Then when the Switch 1 finally gets phased out, it's no longer for sale. It goes down to $299. We see an OLED version for the $399 like we saw for the OLED Switch. I'm hoping for backwards compatibility. I think this is a case where it would be smart for them to do it because you've got an install base of over 100 million Switch users. You want them to just move over.
Yeah.
But you also want to give them a reason to move over. And hopefully that'll be, for Nintendo, hopefully that'll be the new games or maybe like new controller, some new fancy feature above and beyond new graphics. But it's going to be interesting. They say that it's going to still have a physical cartridge slot.
Yes.
They're not getting rid of that.
I love the physical cartridges. I love them. I hate dealing with discs. Don't ever make me hold a disc.
No.
But a chippy, ooh.
I know you love a chippy.
The feeling of putting the chippy in and the little click.
I do not like physical media. But
I love being able to have just like a little case of chippies and it take up no space.
Mm-hmm.
I love being slots of chippies.
Zero chippies. Zero chippies, all on memory card.
Love
Done.
the chippies. Oh, I love the chippies.
Yeah, but we're very excited for it. We're big Switch fans.
I'm such a simp for Nintendo, y'all. I'll say it all day.
You really are.
I really am, and I know it.
I'm pretty big on that scale, but I'm not as big as you are.
I don't care. Look, here's the thing. With being a loud and rampant anti-capitalist, we have to admit our biases. And I
Sure.
will always admit my bias for Nintendo as a corporation.
Yeah.
I acknowledge when there is wrongdoing, but like, I've got a bias.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Look, I certainly love them currently more than the other two platform holders. You know what I mean? Like I'm not very big on Sony or Microsoft this generation. When I think about my favorite games of the last couple of years, if they're exclusives, not games that come out on multiple platforms, I think probably a lot of those games are Nintendo games. I think Nintendo has crushed it on the Switch.
I love them more than my parents.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, everybody. That's all the show we have time for.
Listen, we don't have time for any more show. Stop asking.
10:30 in the morning. What are you doing?
You gotta stop.
We gotta go do
BB,
things.
stop.
We gotta go do things.
You gotta stop it.
Please.
BBs.
Please.
Stop saying that you love us and you don't want us to go. Stop it.
You missed us so much on Friday.
Stop it. That's ridiculous. You gotta knock it off.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. If it's not 9 a.m. when we start, shut your mouth. Something's wrong with your clock.
Yeah. Hey, and when we're not here doing this, Saige, where are you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at NotSage. I'm back on my stream tonight, I think. Moved my streaming setup, and it's always a gamble on what will work. How about you, Anthony?
Dun, 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 dun. You can find me everywhere online at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni, and of course, my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. It's called We Have Concerns, and you can listen to that at wehaveconcerns.com. Hey, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you to everybody who has supported the show in one of the myriad ways you can do so. You people have been tweeting. Your people have been visiting the Discord. Your people have been sharing your favorite clippies and things like that. We love that, and that stuff goes a million miles towards helping us out and helping out the channel. We also want to thank the people who directly supported us monetarily during the show. So
let's do it.
we will. So we will do that.
For Aqua Steaks, thank you very much for gifting that sub to Quincy's Tavern. So appreciated.
Hi, Quincy's Tavern. I Red Earth saying, I wasn't serious, but I will accept the criticism. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing and apologizing with money. That's the best way to apologize.
Elias, LKLF, thank you for the 29 months. That's a lot of months.
That's a lot of months. You might like us. Cruciferous Kale, thank you so much for the 2 times Prime sub, saying gotta give the Bezos that 50%. You gotta.
Prime's all us, baby. It's free. I Read Earth also with the bit, so appreciated.
Be Right UK, thank you so much for 10 months of continued support.
Thank you, Moonbeam Dreamer, for also 10 months. You guys get here on the same day?
Woo! 31 months of subscription from Cassidy Weaver, saying it burned down, fell over, then sank into the swamp.
Also swamps today.
I don't know what it is, but I'm sad.
Grumpy Steam, thank you very much for the bits.
Thank you so much to our dear and lovely Abria for gifting all those subs to everyone.
Other way around.
Oh, thank you.
Obi gifted a sub to Abria.
Oh, thank you, Obi, for gifting the sub to Abria. And Abria, be a better friend and gift subs to people here.
Shelly Von Miller, thank you very much for the 9 months. Said Pixel Circus Baby Time. What should we name them? Answer the question.
Pixel Circus Baby? Roderick.
Emma William for 16 months.
I can't see anything.
E-Doc, thank you very much for the 24 months. Chris Plowman, thank you for gifting that sub. So appreciated. Grumpy Steen for 33 months. Chris Plowman with your own 24 months. That's 2 Gregorian
Thank
years.
you. Tybor 2 for 16 months with the Prime sub. Chris John with the 19 months saying, it's crazy how it doesn't feel like it's been this long, but incredibly happy to have you all here. Also, because it's the only show that's around. It's true. There aren't any other shows.
You're so right. Kyrie, thank you for the 16 months. And it's morning already, and I'm still here.
Jab Binks with the 6 months, sipping from mug and saying, ah.
Dave the Dragon Zine Rider said, hello all from sunny Hawaii. Wait, I don't know if it's sunny today. The sun isn't up yet.
Yeah, that's a good bet. Bear Jew 522 with 35 months of support saying that's a metric 7 times 5 months. It's true.
Chillis for 18 months. Thank you so much.
Cerulean Riot with 3 months saying best news show ever. You might like us. Oh my God.
Overlord Loki, thank you for the Prime sub for 11 months.
C. Dandino, 16 months of Prime. Wow, look at y'all today. Thank you so much.
It's a long list. This is what happens when we take a day off. Skywalker for 20 months.
Woo, Penguin Utopia for 30 months.
I can read. Jay Newcomb for 18 months.
And Nightcrawler 666 with 23 months. Thank you all so much, BBs. We will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.
Bye.